Hello, hello. Can we hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone in the house.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. Mba Onyekwere, Mama Annie.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. The owner of iPhone Fodio is here. Dr. Mrs. Adewoye is here.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see everyone here. Please get your pen and paper. It's a critical firework. This day, we have some people in the class here, participants offline, and we have participants online. So call your friends, call everybody to come around with their writing materials. We're going to look at facts and figures, and we're going to stretch us a little bit about what the whole concept of strategic care is all about. So we have shrunk the meeting into 2 days instead of 3 to get the maximum value you can acquire these 2 days. This program is being sponsored by the School of Articulation and Behavioral Alignment Resources under the aegis of Institute of Behavioral Alignment of Nigeria, IOBAN. IOBAN believes and practices the 5T model of behavior modification. And what is it? Teaching or training, which is education. Testing, which is evaluation. Treatment or treating, which is intervention. Trending, which is integration, and of course, trusting, which is execution. And what are we saying? We're saying it is no longer sufficient, though necessary, to just talk and go. You must be able to identify and fine-tune where you are, why you are there, or what you are doing, so that at the end of the day, you can see your pivotal connection with what is being taught, what is being said, and what is seen. We want to eradicate errors wherever we can find it and accentuate deliveries of error. So strategic caregivers masterclass is just apt at such a time as this. Why are we going strategic? Because the world we live in is dynamic. Everything is subject to change. Go out there to the market. What you bought 5 naira yesterday is now 25 naira today. So it calls for strategy, strategic thinking, strategic planning, strategic playing of roles, critical roles, scenario planning and playing. Why are we strategic? Because we have limited resources with which to engage. And you see, time waits for nobody. You need to be able to differentiate between your activity and your own personality. Otherwise, you will marry the world outside you into yourself and become nervous wreck, depressed in the face of expression. So it calls for strategy. Why are we going to be strategic? When you are not strategic, you could go lethargic. When you go lethargic, you know what? The whole world comes collapsing on you. Instead of being the problem solver, the solution bringer, you become one needing therapy and help. So, and then we're strategic because we handle people, we deal with people. You can't be a people person and not be strategic. Human beings differ in personality, in character, in traits, and so they need to know what to do to be able to interact, interface in order to intervene is so crucial and critical. So this course is a 2-day fireworks meant to show you opportunities round about you in the caregiving business. Can I shock you? Caregiving is not about helping the poor, the vulnerable, the one who cannot lift a limb, the one who is ostracized from the society. Once you are dispassionately allowed to offer help, either vertically or horizontally, and your energy leaps within you to provide service, you are a caregiver. So in caregiving, 21st century practices, it's not about just, pitying somebody and helping him to do what he wants to do. In our world, people are bereft of even what to do. So as a caregiver, you come down to their level from your top echelon position, go beneath their level to be able to appreciate who they are for what they are passing through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you come up to their level again in order to raise them to your own level of desired end. So you condescend without compromising in caregiving. Modern caregiving practices and demonstrate condescension, not compromise. So in condescension, what do? You come down to the level of the one needing your care. Routing him or her, you go beneath him to see him all sides. After that appreciation, you come back again to his level, and then now, having experienced him, you can raise him to the next level. So it is a coming down to taking up. Care, hook, line, and sinker is coming down in an attempt to take up. Could be in business, It could be in healthcare delivery. It could be in philanthropy. It could be in engineering. It could be in ICT. It could be the vulnerable. So these 2 days, you will learn packaging. How do I package myself? Position myself? Prospect in order to get paid. I've heard so many people, including my mentees, local, national, and international, who will tell me, doctor, I do all of this, but nothing comes in. People take my word for free. When you are not packaged to manage, you will cause damage. Damage to yourself, and then you keep expending bills, retinue of bills, without being able to showcase your break-even point. Every work a caregiver does carries inherent capacity to generate resources more than enough for the work. Where all expenses are taken care of, and you can even keep some. So you will be learning that for these 2 days. So it's not just about cleaning sheet and washing toilets. Dust your mentality. It's far more than that. Life is all about care. And so we talk about care capital. Some of you who are discreet on this platform will brand you specially in your own passionate appeal to showcase care, hook, line, and sinker. So that whatever your passion is, you can navigate from an individual to becoming an institution of note, to routing issues in Africa and to setting the template running for a new Nigeria. So if that is what you are voting for, please celebrate yourself, the house, this afternoon, this morning, and whatever the time is. I want to bring out your real you, your authentic you, your bigger version reality to play very critical roles in the marketplace. Oh, you are a leader in the clergy, laity, in the marketplace. It is time to bring out all the resources you have and to help humanity. So I'd like to welcome every one of you for these 2 days fireworks. Auntie Salama to Afebwa, long time. Good to see your face. I hope you are not driving, except you park aside and hear me. So please get your pen and paper very ready. I have a retinue of friends here, but let's do
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you so very much. So this is who I am. In case I'm new to you, you can just snap it and read the chapter later. It's just an abridged version of my corporate profile for you. We are not doing what we don't know about. Locally, nationally, and internationally. And those of you who are good, our management has decided to certify you and give you capacity to run at whatever measure, local, national, and international levels, so that your work can scale. Now, look at it. On very many occasions, we build skills. These are the days you hear about learning, relearning, off-learning, on-learning, and all of that. And we build all the requisite skills, but we don't scale. Scaling is good. To skill up is good. Jermaine, but you know what? Until you scale, You keep going in circles, spending all the fortunes that you have. You will have to save money to be able to prosecute projects that is commercially viable, impact people, and create an expansion of other people's margin while your own bottom line is shrinking over time. So some of us are gradually turning to become teachers by martial art and by mentality. And you know, of course, teachers' reward, they say, is in heaven. So now, teachers nowadays don't want to wait till they get to heaven because they have bills to set. So let's go on. Welcome to the show. Care Connect framework in modern times. I'm going to come in from the angle of a cognitive behavioral therapist and show you what genuine care is, so that you can release your care capital to function. Which of you who want to start a business without capital? Ab initio. Anyone? To look for capital. And on very many occasions, the capital we complain we don't have is what we don't need for a background. And that's why I've faulted government policies over the years. When each successive administration in Nigeria came out to say, oh, we're running this, we're running that, we are doing empowerment. And what they mean by empowerment is call people, give them 7 million or semobita or what have you, Lord, and say, go and start this. Go and start bakery in Kano. Go and start that. After 6 months, you are looking for the man who got the money. You are looking for the bakery. You are looking for the principal. You are looking for the interest. You can't find anything. No. So, care is an inside phenomenon. And to Lamatu, what did I say? Care is an inside phenomenon. It's not first and foremost.
You say care is an instant phenomenon.
If you cannot incubate and generate it from the inside, sorry, you can't do caregiving. Your mentality and your modality and your mortality will go wrong. People fall prey when it comes to caregiving because of a wrong mentality. Oh, they need my help. Oh, see them suffering. Oh, this, oh, that. You go with sympathy that does not draw authority from your inside to release yourself for service, and that service down the line. So care is an inside thing that is incubated, generated, propagated for the purpose of production. A caregiver is the one who produces. And where does he produce from? From his inside. It is the amalgamation of his personal energy protocols, reeling out in production process, delivering value, worth, and building wealth in another. If it is not so, I'm sorry, you are not a caregiver. So that's why we're going to look at it from the CBT angle, cognitive behavioral therapy. And what is it all about? It's just telling you a theory of the fact that everything you do in life originates from how you think, how you reason, how you feel, that goes ahead to inform your imagination, that generates your passion for a relative action. where your behavior becomes orchestrated and normalized. So he's saying that feeling of yours is actually who you are. That thought of yours is actually who you are. And if you can package your thoughts so well, you can manage your world so big and great. So without much ado, care, connect in modern framework is critical. Care is something you connect from the inside. You can't connect it from the inside, you will lose connection on the outside. Everyone who is into caregiving or who is proposing to be a caregiver must be ready to connect with his value system on the inside. Because what you do in care is to amalgamate all your energies and giving it a pivotal direction towards an individual, a people, platform, places, and a purpose, of course. So, on the pivotal note, you have to incubate care. Now, everybody look at this picture. There are 25 messages of caregiving. So, please unmute your set and let's interact. I believe in critical interaction, critical engagement that brings about 25 principles. So please, what can you see? Our previous government says if you see something, say something. So I'm showing you this afternoon, this evening, wherever that you are, 25 issues having to do with caregiving. So in the class, you can speak. Wherever that you are, you can talk. What can you say about caregiving? Look at this picture, 25 lessons. Yes, you can also write if you feel like writing. Who will bell the cat? Who will speak first?
Caregiving is lending a helping hand.
Lending a helping hand. Thank you, doctor. Lending a helping hand. And you can see helping hand there. Madam Anne, on the internet, what can you see? And I want you to know anything you say, you are correct. What is caregiving? Ruth Adelakun says, I can see teamwork, which is good. That's number 2. Teamwork. You can't do caregiving if you cannot build a team that works. Yes. Salamatu Afegboa, my own old friend who deserted me very long time ago. What can you see? Yes, the floor is open to everybody.
The caregiving is that is giving helping hand to others.
Helping
It's
hand.
teamwork. The picture here is showing teamwork, coming together to give help, to render help.
To render help. So caregiving, according to Salamatu Afegboa, is giving help, rendering help. Either yes, who is speaking? Bodio, Kenneth.
Yeah, I wanted to say caregiving is about effective communication.
Effective communication. Wow, that's a grammarian there. And can you see them communicating? People at the back communicating with people in the front. Why people in the front?
I would say caregiving, it's making others to feel better.
Wow.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are. Caregiving is making others to be what? To be happy, creating happiness, creating an ecosystem, an environment for others. Wow. Who just spoke that? You just won an award. I'm going to give you one of my best sellers. Who spoke that? Is that Dayo Latunji? Okay. So, what is caregiving? Look at it very well. One of the critical competence of a caregiver is that he interprets issues around. Can you see an issue? You can imagine how care will fit into this frame. As a caregiver, because you are a man and woman from the inside, you can easily interpret. Another one, when you are a caregiver, you work within an environment to make things better. Another one, I will be very fast. Now, I can give you 40 here, but we don't have time. As a caregiver, you are the one who processes. You believe in processes. Caregiving is knowing and studying what a person in need wants and providing the needs accordingly. Thank you, Anne. That's good, but it can be more than that. Caregiving is lending a helping hand, as you have said. Caregiving is bringing out harvest. You are targeting in caregiving, you are catching fun. Can you see the four ladies? You catch fun doing your job, not fight. Caregiving fight. Then can you see similarity? Please, Dayo, you will have to move that. Can you see them in jeans? All of them? Harmony. Harmonize. Yeah. Dokiari. One. You have to mute everybody. Kadila considers caregiver add value. Good. Add value. Caregiver produces value. A caregiver is able to bring out of the soil what is buried for consumption. Now, can you see them? The potato they uprooted was on display. That's what a caregiver does. He is able to uproot something and showcase it for value. So a caregiver is not ashamed to do his job. A caregiver has insight for foresight. A caregiver will go ahead to put all the necessary sacrifice in the place of service. Can you see it here? Now, what does that harvest looks like, everybody? What does it look like? Human hands. And that is the center spread of caregiving. He is the one who holds your hand. He is the one who is there. Whether it's physically present by presence or physically absent but present by essence, is there holding your hand. When it is good, when it is bad, when it is ugly, When you are having result, he's holding your hand. He's a man or woman of integrity. Can you see them all smiling while they held their outcome? When you do caregiving and you're beginning to pick fault and beginning to murmur, trade blames, then check it. Something is wrong in the equation. Catch form. A caregiver is an attraction. Can you see that? They attracted a scenario. Caregivers create scenarios. In caregiving, you follow protocol and ethics in order to deliver production. In caregiving, you clear the ground in order to release and raise the outcome. Every caregiver believes in the ultimate outcome, that will come out good. Every caregiver is a celebrity personified. He celebrates impact. That's a caregiver. A caregiver is a manufacturer. He works in the processing plants in order to reel out productivity. Now, can you imagine how potatoes will form hands? So as a caregiver, please, you must be creative and innovative. No one size fits it all in caregiving. Oh, I handled this lady that way. Okay, I have another similar case. No, be very creative. Something meant for consumption is portraying a description. So there is this sense of camaraderie in caregiving. Can you see hands joining to hands in the outcome? Sense of what? Participation and partnership in caregiving. Then in caregiving, there is no boss, there is no subordinate. It is friendship. Please don't go into caregiving at any rate if you are not ready to work in friendship. You've got the wrong job. In caregiving, you are not looking for foes or fights. You are looking for fun and funding. Thank you, Ishaka Abubakar. So very vital. I think I've given you more than 25. I can go on and on, but because we have a job to do, let's move on. And of course, this is contained in a book already called The Care Capital. Look at it. It's a capital you need in modern times. This you must do care. There is no dichotomy between the carer, the care, and the caree. I'm going to show you who the three are. There's no boss-servant relationship in care. No. So that's why care is a capital. You must entrench it as a capital. You don't start no business without care, without capital. And so there's what we call the care capital portfolio management. How you manage your care, maintains and manufacture it will determine whether you go malnourished in your assignment or not. So your portfolio management of care capital is critical. Are you able to organize yourself as a caregiver without going through undue agony? It's about your care capital portfolio management. Many of you are looking for money when what you need is care to attract money. Have you been there where you say, if I can just get 10 million, this project will just stand? Possibly you don't need a dime to begin for capital outlay. If you can incubate and generate from the inside your care capital, wow, it's a world of fire. Take a pledge, everyone. Do your hand this way. Say, from today, I cooperate with the universe.
I cooperate with the
And
universe
the God of the universe
and the God of the universe
to incubate my care capital
to incubate
my care capital
and to generate value
and to generate value
and virtues
and virtues
for validation.
for
for
validation.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So 3 things are critical in care, incubation, and generation. Virtue, value, for what? Validation. Where you don't secure validation, don't look for transformation through fund, loan, and all of that. So many people in the art and science of caregiving put the cart before the horse. They don't have validation for their care capital, and yet they are going and borrowing. You will borrow tire. So very critical, place, incubate, and generate your care. I'm going to show you how to get that done. That's the basic capital you need. Stop bothering your mind about money or no money. Once you begin with the absence of money, lack of financial capital, you have just failed from the word go in the economy and the ecosystem of care. Because you are telling us your own capacity and convergence for the concept of care is external, not inside. Even God will not do that. God will look at his inside to create what he wants to see on the outside, not what he does not have. So in caregiving, begin from what you are. Begin from yourself. Point number 2, begin from what you have. Who you are, or what you are, to become what you need to become. That is care. It was John Maxwell that says, people don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care. So care capital is critical if you must perform service. And then this mentality that, oh, you are the one giving out money, giving out value, you are the big one there, does not abuse. To get this book downloaded by sending to my WhatsApp number to show you where to download this book so that you can repair your image, rejig your care structure, and profile yourself for the true care. The care capital, the identity that is delivering. If your care is not delivering, how do you know? This book tells you. When your care is delivering, how do you know? It's a back and forth thing. As it goes out, it also comes in. Let's leave that one. So look at the Care Connect framework. There's a framework for care. We call it the PCCP Global Model of care capital. So what is care? 4 powers of care is in the word care. The 4 powers of care is in the word care itself. What is letter C? Consciousness. You must be conscious. You can't do care when you are not conscious. Conscious of yourself, conscious of your environment, conscious of your care apparatus, conscious of your carer and the caree. That's the first thing. Before dishing out anything, please be conscious. Be conscious of the person who needs it. Be conscious about yourself. Then, what is letter A? Attitude. You need to develop an attitude. Attitude is the second step. Positive one, of course. When you are conscious of your environment and the ecosystem of care, the next thing you should produce in you is called attitude. Because attitude is what you communicate to people, giving your value system and statement per time. I don't like the attitude of the man. He's just communicated something that people don't like. So you need attitude. And then what's the third leg? It is response. And what's the fourth one? It is energy. So where these 4 mingle together in a teacup, we call it care capital. So what is the amalgam of care capital? Number 1, consciousness that you develop. Number 2, the appropriate attitude generated to route and release who you are into that consciousness. What is number 1? Response. It's not a reaction. You know why we fail at times in the place of care? You react too much instead of responding. Since you are not obeying me, leave you to yourself. You want that? Die. And then it backfires. And then one thing a caregiver is defending and saving at last is his own energy and that of his client. And so there are 10 role playing every caregiver must do and know. Caregiver upward, caregiver at equilibrium, caregiving downward. So caregiving is not about just looking for something to give some vulnerable, where is part of it. But if you don't have this original identity, you will walk around in circles and goes in circles. You keep dispensing and spending your head-on resources without getting back because you have a warped mentality in your brain about care. So what is care? Care is any service you render that generates value to whoever, wherever, whenever. Care makes you not only available, but valuable. Once value comes out of you to another, it could be somebody higher than you, around you, below you. It is called care. So, and in care, 4 pivotal words stands out if it has to be capitalized. What is the first one? You must
Consciousness.
Consciousness. What's the second one?
Attitude. Positive attitude.
Thank you very much. Who said positive attitude?
Attitude.
Okay, that's my own daughter. Whom I'm well pleased. You just want a book. Ask me later.
Yes,
So that
sir.
is it. Positive attitude. No
Attitude.
matter what the consciousness is telling you, let your attitude be positive. Otherwise, you will drive the forces of fun away.
Mm.
Fun is what you attract. It's not a distraction, it's an attraction. But if there is no attitude in you for a magnet, I'm sorry, people with fun will look at you and they will go away because you are not serious.
Mm.
And then your capacity to respond to what is on ground, so that at the end of the day, you save energy, you conserve energy, you package energy. So it's all about role play in 10 critical ways. Once you get this framework, you can do care at any level and catch fun in your fire originally. So what's the first role play? It is persona. Please understand the persona involved. That's the first consciousness you discover. Who is this persona? Who is this family? Who is this organization I'm going to provide resources for? Oh, I'm a public speaker. Is her royal poshness here? You need to understand the persona involved on a conscious note. Ask questions. Oh, you are into handling vulnerable guests, single parenting. What is the content of this persona? Good, bad, and ugly. You must be a caregiver is a woman or man of letters. You are not prepared to write, please look for another job to do, because you must be articulate, discreet, and well organized. So the persona in your consciousness, because everything part time must spell care. Thank you, Aruya Poshness. So you see, the persona is your consciousness. Then what attitude do you develop? Concern. We are spelling care in all of this 10 role play. Once you can do role play, resources will come out, because you are showcasing responsibility that generates value for your clients. All the 10 role play will define care. So I want you to listen to me very well, to this framework. You have this framework, your firework stays. No frame, no fire. No frame, no sustainable fire. Why do you have fire of caregivers quenching? In public speaking, in mentorship, in business, in sales, in engineering, in commerce, in ministry, in preaching, in selling. People cannot understand persona by conscious effort, and then their attitude goes haywire. Please showcase concern to the persona you understand, whether in the good order, the bad order, or the ugly order. So what is the arrow letter? Contact with the person. Your response is not to get distracted. You say, oh, he's on his own. You must make contact with that person. Now, what is contacting the person? Your concern. Your concern for the person. Then, what about letter E? The energy of the individual must be profiled. If you understand what I have said, say, Doctor, I understand. Write in the chat box. Because once we engage the persona, the care implement must come out. Your attitude is to showcase concern. Your response is to contact the person. And the energy of the individual must be profiled. Why do you need to profile the energy? So that he can bounce back to his original persona. Where he's been misbehaving and doing something outside of the box. Because you are conscious, you showcase attitude, you respond well by contacting, then you'll be able to profile his energy. So very vital. Do we understand case number 1? Thank you, Dr. Akin Mushiri. Please, the persona is the first thing. If it is individual and you are serving as a caregiver to take care of somebody who just came out of hospital, please be conscious of his persona. Avoid trading blames. Otherwise, you are not caring. Then the attitude is to showcase concern. How do you respond? Contact with the individual, verbally, otherwise. And then what do you profile? It's energy. Show him a better way of managing himself, managing his energy. What's the second role play of a caregiver according to PCCP Global Model of Care Capital? Now, what is PCC? You will look at all these columns, columns 1, 2, 3, 4. What letter begins each of the column? P for persona, C for concern, C for contact, and then P for profile. If you look at it down, it's the same thing down the line. So that's why we call it the PCCP Global Model of Care Capital. Meaning, once you get one, you get the rest. There's something you need to do per time. So what is the second consciousness you must develop for your care? It is properties. The consciousness of the property of the individual, of the group, of the organization. Properties. You must be conscious. Then what attitude do you develop?
You commit yourself.
Commit yourself to it. That's the attitude.
Commit.
Commit yourself. How do you respond? You connect.
Connect.
Commitment means, yes, I believe you have it. Yes, I believe this is happening.
Commit.
Onize wants to know what the PCCP model is. Now, can you see number 1, role play, persona, P, concern, C, another C, and then another P. The same thing, number 2, PCCCP. Number 3, PCCP. Number 4, PCCP. Everything is what? PCCP. So Onize, it is called the PCCP model. Why did I make it so? So that anytime you are engaging with your client, either the one you are serving as per taking care physically, or taking care mentally, or taking care business wisely, you are looking for your word, PCCP. You are engaging the person. Okay, what should I show for attitude? Because CARE is called care. And for it to become a care capital, you must be able to work in consciousness, letter C, have a positive attitude, letter A, respond positively without reacting, letter R, and then do what? Letter E. What is letter E? You save the energy. So when you join that word, you find care by their first acronym. Do we understand? Once you understand this, you won't have problem raising sources and resources from the work, no matter what. Who will pay me? How will it come? I will soon show you now. So in care, you can even be an intercessor in your own caregiving. So what you give is prayer, support, and all of that. It's the same principle. So let's go to number 3. What is your role play number 3? You look at the possibility. Be conscious of the possibility of your client. What attitude must you develop?
Cluster.
Cluster those possibilities. And then let me show you a secret here, every one of you. Everything, attitude, and your responses are value creation that you do. Aroya Poshness, listen very carefully. Every attitude you showcase and the response you give, Dr. Kemi, is what? Value creation. And anytime you create value, you will be rewarded according to the dimension of the value you create. So your attitude matters, not your altitude, not your aptitude, not your magnitude, your attitude. So be conscious of the properties of your client. Oh, what properties do they have? Your client could be an invitation. You got one of. Your client could be somebody you are going to handle for the next 1 year or 6 months. Your client can be somebody who recruited you to just do a one-off thing. Please, what is his properties? What does he have? Commit to it by attitude. If you look away and you are religious, hunger is an advanced course. Hunger will teach you lesson. So many of you who are religious here, you just, you close your eyes too much when you pray. Meanwhile, the master says, watch and pray. So commit to properties and then connect. That's your response. Do you know anybody you find his property
social media. Tiffany put it up on YouTube. And she texted me, she said, do you see this? It's at 20,000 views. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Cool. I don't know. And she's like, what is it 40? What's it 70? That video got like over 1,000,000 views. I had never gotten this type of like attention on social media before. I was excited. After that, we just continued and the videos did really well. After Dance Twins, Hyper really starts to explode on social media. People start following her. They start
See, I muted. Sorry. Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can hear.
What last did you hear?
Just what you said. The all that she said didn't hear.
All that. Huh? So, what number are we? Let's go to
Number 3.
Okay, number 3. What is the consciousness you should develop about your client?
Yes.
Possibility. What is the attitude you need?
Cluster.
You cluster their possibility and show them this thing is possible, madam. This thing is possible, uncle. You cluster it. Then what is the response? Help them classify.
Help them classify, yes.
And then what is the energy you bring out? You package their energy to bring their possibility. Now, let me show you how to easily get this thing. Column 1 and column 4 is for your client. While column 2 and 3 is your action. It's for you. Can we get it? Column 1 and 4. Conscious and energy is for your client. You are conscious of his persona, and then you want to profile his energy to be his best self. So what do? You showcase an attitude of concern and respond by contacting him. So meaning you hear and see things the way they are with your client. Do what you need to do in order to return results to them. That is care down the line. Do you understand me, everybody? So the two in between are your own works. Where you are that organized, you will attract funds. You will attract